Sorry, there's just a protester here. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry.
Clinton Jaws, this video, it has everything. Please subscribe. It's the only thing I care about. A protester tries to shut down Pierre Poilievre today. She sounds like a flock of seagulls. I was like, are those seagulls? No, it was a protester. And his wife's reaction, I thought it was funny, okay? But there is so much. He announces a huge announcement today, and I'm going to explain it to you. But before that, this is what he tells this lady about the huge announcement that he's going to announce the next day. Watch his wife.
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
You know they're voting for him.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Great to see you guys. Thanks very much for all your hard work. Appreciate you back in services. There's going to be more of you. We're going to expand it. Right on.
You can be here.
Thank you.
Clear the hair.
Backing me up.
Here's a picture
All right, we're going to fulfill
Angie
that
Sweeney.
hope.
She was an IPV murder victim in Sault Ste. Marie with 3 young children last October. She supported you. She loved you. That's you, your wife, and her. She was murdered in this community. IPV is important to this community. We have been affected. This is my best friend. She was murdered.
That's his wife right there.
This is her. She was murdered in this community a year and a half ago by her partner, and she loved you, and she was murdered in front of her 12-year-old daughter in her house, along with 3 children. We need change. We need change.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. This is our best friend, sister. And she believed in you. We believe in you, but we need change for
Our
this,
families are going through hell.
right? So it's so important.
Talk to your neighbors.
I know you talked about it Friday in Quebec, and it's just such a huge mission of ours. Like, we are advocating for it. We started a nonprofit in her memory, and we're just trying to do everything we can because this community will never be the same from the events that happened on October 23rd, 2023. So it's just means everything for
Thank
us.
you for starting the change.
Thank you so much, guys.
Appreciate it.
Listen,
We're going to do this change in her honor.
I appreciate that.
We really,
Thank you, Pierre.
and
We'll get you.
I love the work you guys. It's all so important, but it's really important. So
Thank you very much.
it means a lot to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anita.
See you soon.
Thank you, Pierre.
Thank you, buddy.
I will be voting for you too.
You guys keep me going. I'm very moved by this. Do you have any contact information? We can stay in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt will grab that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Big change is coming.
It is.
As early as tomorrow. Look out for
Awesome.
tomorrow.
right there.
And,
Big change is
you
coming
told
as
me all
early
about
as
you.
tomorrow.
We were just meeting backstage, and he was telling me the
Watch his
story.
wife.
And we're going to act big time.
Perfect. Well, she had your back. She believed in you, right? So she was a huge fan. For sure.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks,
You don't
guys.
vote for those two?
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Where's
Sorry.
Carney's wife?
Thank you. Yes, I did. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I can take it.
Thank you. Say hello to this.
I can take it.
I think I
And this is the announcement.
Like C5 that allows repeat offenders to do their sentences in their living rooms under house arrest. Or C75,
This
which
stuff gets me
says
going.
that the judge must release an accused at the earliest opportunity and under the least onerous conditions, even if that offender has 75 or 100 prior convictions. The result? The liberal violent crime wave has made many communities unrecognizable. Violent crime is up 50%. Gun crime has soared 116%. Gang homicides are up 78%. And extortion is up 46%. Auto theft is up an eye-watering 357%. In Saskatchewan in 2022, Miles Sanderson and his brother went on a killing spree. They killed 11 people and injured 17. Think of that for a moment.
Miles Sanderson did a video about him in 2022.
2 men killed or injured 28 human beings. Now, that is bad enough, but what's worse is that it was absolutely preventable.
Yep.
Sanderson was out on statutory release. That is to say, he was released because the law required he be released after 59 prior convictions. That's why I am announcing today that a future Conservative government will bring that change. Not only will we repeal Liberal catch and release laws, we will carry out the biggest crackdown on crime in Canadian history.
How?
And we will do it by passing the 3 strikes you're out law. 3 strikes you're out means that anyone convicted of 3 serious offenses will be ineligible thereafter for bail, probation, parole, or house arrest. And they will serve a minimum of 10 years behind bars, a maximum of life imprisonment, and they will have to earn their release even still.
Sounds good to me.
We will designate such offenders as dangerous offenders, meaning they cannot be released until they have proven that they are no longer a danger to society.
That's a big deal. It probably went over your head. You're probably not even thinking about it. But dangerous offender, I learned that in 1992 when I was in college. And when I became a cop, I didn't meet anybody that was a dangerous offender. Miles Sanderson should have been labeled a dangerous offender, and he wasn't. If he was, those murders wouldn't have happened. Why is this a big deal? If the court finds an offender to be a dangerous offender, it shall impose a sentence of detention in a jail, in a prison, for an intermittent period, which means they could be in jail forever. It's a big deal when somebody gets labeled as a dangerous offender. And I hope he follows through on that, because that's a great idea. Bring it back. You're in jail for an indefinite amount of period. Please pay close attention to this. He's talking about getting people off of drugs. Just listen to this.
Treatment that is less severe, for a less severe case. So think about organizations like the Oak Centre in Winnipeg, Harvest House in Ottawa, and in Moncton, or countless others like them. What they do is they take people off the streets, they give them treatment, they give them detox, counseling, group therapy, physical exercise, sweat lodges for First Nations.
I like Poilievre. I want him to get elected. But what he doesn't know is sweat lodges don't work. Healing centers, whatever you're calling them now, you can take those and stick them straight up inside your asshole and keep it there. He just mentioned Miles Sanderson. That's where he went. That's where he was released before he murdered all those people. He got released from one of those and then murdered all those people. They don't work. I did a video about this, guys, back in 2022, like 100 years ago, it feels like. Back when I didn't get any views. I'm going to attach a clip at the end of this. Do me a favor and just watch it. It's not that long. It's proof. It puts everything together. And it tells you exactly who is to blame for what is going on in Canada right now. Poilievre's on the right track. I didn't mean for this to be so heavy. Let's just get to the funny part.
In foreign hostile regimes,
listen to the voice.
Hundreds of millions of dollars while he is Prime Minister of Canada. That is the real foreign interference that we should be worried about, and it is the foreign interference that I will end. After the lost Liberal decade, they have turned this country into a playground for foreign interference. And I will not allow, and I will not allow that kind of thing to happen anymore. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now take a call-in question from the phone line, and this will be the final question.
Laurence Martin, Radio-Canada.
And this will be the final question.
Laurence Martin, Radio-Canada.
Sorry, I'm listening to the question. Sorry, there's just a protester here. Go ahead. Sorry. Is there? We're listening. We're trying to listen for the next person who was up asking a question. I think it's
lunatic.
Nous avons besoin d'une question en français.
Now tell me, is this not the same whack job?
An agreement on the other side
right
that we need to come and develop a new partnership.
Prime Minister, sorry, you were clear to President Trump.
Media?
No, I apologize,
Yeah.
but you were clear to the president that you are going to retaliate. And what was his reaction?
You've seen my statement. I'll leave it at that.
It's the same person. She just shows up at these things and starts yelling. I don't even know how she's getting in there. But watch Poilievre's wife after.
Thank you very much. Very good for you.
She's still yelling.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes today's press conference.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
She's still yelling in the background. Watch his wife.
Thank you very much. Great to see you.
Sounds like a seagull. Look at his wife. Oh. I love it. You want to go? I don't know. I wanted to make it short and sweet, but then I'm going to add this at the end. I like bringing the stuff that you don't see. I don't know if you guys find this fascinating, but yeah, she's like, his wife's like, what the hell was that? What do you think that was? What a bitch. Yeah, I know. If Poilievre gets elected, she's going to be a big reason why. She's playing a major part. And I love it. And yeah, I don't know. I like bringing you guys the stuff that you probably didn't see and I find interesting. What I really found interesting is I reviewed a video this morning about Miles Sanderson, and I'm like, man, remember when you used to make really good videos, Clint, when nobody watched? Do me a favor and watch this. Or just a little bit. It's unbelievable. Bye-bye. Miles Sanderson, he started his criminal history at 18. He has 59 criminal convictions. And that's all you're going to hear about. You don't hear about the charges that were thrown out. In July 2017, they attended domestic. His kids, his own children, hide in a bathtub while he's losing his mind. Goes outside, grabs a block of cement, and throws it through a window. January 13th, another domestic. He serves another 2 months in jail. He assaults her again in 2015 and 2018. His girlfriend's last name Burns, okay? November 2017, he hits a man with his firearm in his face, smashes him in the face with his firearm, and then he stomped on his head. He then made the same man rob a restaurant while he sat outside and watched. April 2018, he stabbed 2 men with a fork. And then he went outside of that house and beat a guy until he was unconscious and left him in a ditch. He returned to that house and kicked the door in. When he was finally arrested in June of 2018, he kicked the police officer repeatedly in the face and head. He got 4 years and 4 months for that. In 2015, he attacked his girlfriend's parents, Earl Burns and Joyce Burns. He repeatedly stabbed Earl Burns. He was charged with attempted murder, egg assault, weapons possession, and breach of probation. The charges, of course, were whittled down to egg assault, and threats for an easy Crown Council victory. His sentence? 2 years. His sentence that he received in 2018 for 4 years, he got out early, February 1st, 2021. When he got out, he breached his probation. They just let it go. They didn't do anything about it. They let the charge go. And then in May of 2022, they issue a warrant for another thing that he did. And while there's a warrant for his arrest, what does he do? He kills Earl Burns with a knife because it didn't work out last time for him. So he got a second chance to kill him, and he did. Also hurt Joyce. Joyce is injured. Thomas Burns, Carol Burns, he killed them too. Stabbed them to death. Greg Burns, Lydia Burns, they're dead. He killed them. And Bonnie Burns. He killed Lana Head, Christian Head, Robert Sanderson, and Wesley Patterson. Why'd they release this guy? This is the reason for his release. The board said it is the board's opinion that you will not present an undue risk to society. And freeing him would contribute to the protection of society. Wait till you hear what I have to tell you. Maybe it's not a big deal to you. Those aren't the people you blame. But this ain't a story until you blame the police. You gotta blame the police, right? What'd the police do wrong? This guy, Jamie, he's up with the National Post, I don't know. How many spree killings does it take for the RCMP to be frank, honest, and timely in telling people what's going on? What a moron, you're a moron. You're a loser, you're a moron in life. But I will say this is strange, okay? I took a screenshot of an article. I found this interesting. This is the title of it. Stabbing suspect may have been spotted on James Smith Cree Nation. Residents told to stay indoors. Well, I go on my desktop, like a day or two later. They changed the title. They didn't like that they said stabbing suspect. They changed it to surviving suspect in mass stabbing may have been spotted. Because stabbing suspect is racist, isn't it? We're going to call him surviving suspect. You can't make it up, CBC. You can't make it up. We're not blaming the police for this one. What about the experts? Can we blame the experts? Or the government officials? Do you see what these experts say? Do you see what the government officials say? How about the liberals? How about every single time a non-white person kills somebody using a gun, who do they blame? They blame the gun. A gun killed Tommy. They never blame the bad guy. So are they going to blame knives now? Miles Sanderson didn't kill them. A knife killed them. This is what Parole said. During his time in federal jail, Sanderson participated in programming and cultural activities and engaged with elders. The record showed. He was reported to have made gains. He's in prison, guys. Made gains. Of course he made gains. There's no liquor stores in prison. You have nothing but to gain. In February 2021, he was transferred to a healing lodge. He was freed in August. No, he was freed in February because he went to a healing lodge. Now remember that. The Congress of Aboriginal Peoples called on Public Safety Minister Marco Mendocino to speed up the release of low-risk offenders and those on remand to limit the spread of the highly transmissible Omicron variant, because it's killing so many people, in federal prisons. Bill Blair, Public Safety Minister, announced the release of hundreds of inmates. They wanted inmates to be released. Vulnerable inmates. We are making efforts to reduce systemic racism in the justice system. These include culturally appropriate approaches to indigenous corrections and funding to support the reintegration of previously incarcerated indigenous peoples. Now, those words I just said earlier, do you see where this is going? Correctional Service, the Parole Board of Canada continued to process eligible inmates for release, with the law and the public safety being the paramount consideration. Right. These guys are being told by the government officials and experts to release people from jail, from prison. Accelerated release. The majority of them are stressed out. Oh, man. Oh, it gets better, guys. Any inmates that are on remand, low risk, or close to completing their sentence must be released to ensure their safety, and reduce overcrowding. Dr. Ivan Zinger, Crackerjack, calls upon the federal and provincial government to commit to reducing the overall number of indigenous peoples in custody at least 5% by 2022. It's no wonder he was out of jail. They don't want them in jail. They want them out. So before you blame the parole board, maybe we should be blaming the real people, the idiots in charge. Let's hear what Justin Peachy has to say. He's all over this stuff. And he's a bigwig.
Number of folks who could be safely released into the community, sometimes without community support. They may have homes to go back to. Others may not. So if they're provided with housing, income support, and other kinds of support in the community, they can live safely among us.
Wrong, Justin. A huge failure. That's what this is. Where are you now? Are you saying those same words? And Mendocino are including culturally appropriate approaches to indigenous corrections. Healing Lodge. That's what they're talking about. They released this kid to a healing lodge. Yeah, you get out of jail. Do you promise to go to a healing lodge? Okay, perfect. Their idea. Funding to support reintegration of previously incarcerated indigenous peoples. Didn't work, did it? Why not just keep them in jail, guys? 59 convictions. If you're in the United States of America, you wouldn't see the light of day. So what is safer? Canada or America? Because if this Sanderson lived in America, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to kill that many people. Canada, you're so woke. Blame our system. Blame them who make the system. And it's these nut bars, these government officials, that are making up the laws that don't work. They don't work. This guy was bad through and through. Should have had life in prison a long time ago. It's racist to keep him in there. The framework will also help address another major issue in Canada's criminal justice system the overrepresentation of indigenous peoples because there's too many in jail. It has nothing to do with them committing the crimes, right? They're not doing that, right? They're not actually committing crimes. Could that not be a reason for an overrepresentation of indigenous peoples? Can we not look at culture? Can we not really look? Why do we keep on talking about the police are racist? That's why. The system's racist. That's why. Why don't we ever really try to fix the problem? Look into the culture. Could it be something else maybe? Why is this guy let out? Why was Miles Sanderson let out? There should be a massive uproar in Canada right now. And what does Mark Mendocino say about this now? It appears he was all for releasing them, having another idea, like a healing center. What do you say about it now? Who's it? He's not going to take the blame, right? I'm sure he's going to blame somebody else, right? I want to know the reason behind the decision to release him. No, it had nothing to do with you. I'm extremely concerned with what occurred here. It's people like you, dude, who are too lax, too woke, too liberal. You've been working to release them, and you want to know the reasons behind it? Idiot! It's fundamentally wrong. Yeah, it is, Marco. I am assured the Parole Board of Canada will be undertaking an investigation of the decision. Maybe it'll come back to you. How many times are you allowed to stab somebody and be reintegrated into the community? Why do you care to reintegrate this POS into the community? Why is that so important? He stays behind bars. Mark Mendocino wants you to believe it's the Parole Board. That's who to blame. Maybe we should just blame Trudeau for not banning knives.
What's that?